Well, it looks like we are back in the usual Manchester United way of really doing desperate deals, but obviously, if this comes to happening, it will be what we call pulling a rabbit out of the hat because at the beginning of the day, we thought that everything is not going to happen because even the manager of Manchester United, known as Erik ten Hag, today in the press conference ahead of the game of Nottingham Forest tomorrow, as we are playing our second leg of the semi-final, he has told us on the signing a replacement after Eriksen injury. He said that something on deadline day is difficult. You can't make policy of bad injuries. We have players in the midfield, good players who can fill the gap. So it showed you that the manager had even written it off, but he was really making calls all around to see to it that really gets in players immediately. But thank God, after Erik ten Hag really went ahead to really let us that, Samuel Lucas, the correspondent of Manchester United, really broke this one and really put it out onto the Manchester Evening News website. In his words, this is what he said: breaking, Manchester United are making late inquiries to sign a midfielder on loan before the transfer window closes at 11 p.m. Meaning that he's being fed in by the club. That is reality biting in, that after Eriksen getting an injury, that's why we are in for this. And it really puts us in a very bad situation as a team of United, one of the best teams in the world, having one of the best managers who has even worked way above and punched above his weight, being treated in such a manner by the board. Because if we had really gone in early enough, we would have gotten like 2 players on loan. That's it. So it shows you that United was really knowing that they can get out players, and Ten Hag had given them options, but they had not yet gone in for them, not until Eriksen got an injury, Scott McTominay is injured, Donny van Beek is injured. He goes to the board, he tells them, I have 3 players injured, 3 players out injured, playing in the central midfield. I'm left with Casemiro, Fred, Bruno Fernandes, and 2 players coming from the academy, that is Maino and Zidane Iqbo. You get? Those are the players I'm having, and why do you expect me to go on 4 in this situation? And then I think this is where they started to really make movement of players that we're really going to talk about. And obviously Samuel Lucas continued and really let us know about the movement of United until that deadline day to get in a signing for Erik ten Hag, that it is understood United are attempting to bolster their depleted development as they currently have only 2 senior midfielders available. That is Fred and Casemiro. However, as so said, there is not much outside there with the window open for a matter of hours. So that is Manchester United for you, trying to come out and really put it in the know that they're having less time left, but they are really trying to go all out and really do the needful and really bring in a signing. Now, after Samuel Lucas came out and really told us that, guess who broke the story? It's Plettigol. You know him very well. He works for Sky Germany. He told us the following about this deal of a man known as Sabitzer from Germany. He told us that Manchester United and Chelsea have both inquired about Sabitzer today. They push for a transfer now. Bayern in talks with the clubs. Plettigol broke the story, and I posted it instantly when I saw Plettigol posting it, because it's coming from Germany, and it shows you how realistic he was. He was the first person to break the story, and then the rest of the people went in to really follow it up. After Plettigol, guess who came in? It is Christian Falk. This one is so close to Germany, and that is Bayern Munich. Obviously, he knows everything concerning Bayern, concerning transfers, and is the man who really came out and rubbished that Bayern Munich were in talks with Cristiano Ronaldo. He talked to Nagelsmann. Nagelsmann told him that the agent of Ronaldo, that is George Mendes, had offered Ronaldo to them, and they said no. So he's so close to Bayern, and he told us that, true, Bayern Munich and Manchester United are in talks about a transfer of Marcel Sabitzer, that is the guy known as Christian Falk. And what made me excited about this is that Chelsea was out of this. The first person to break the story, Plettigol, included Chelsea and Manchester United in the race for this player. But guess who comes in through and really says Chelsea out of this? It's Christian Falk a source that is so close to a side known as Bayern Munich. And this is where I got excited and said, all right, at least we are getting in one player now to really get us from this mess of Christian Eriksen, because Sabitzer is really one of a kind. A player that was at RB Leipzig under, I think, Ralf Rangnick, is it so? And Bayern signed him. They haven't been playing very many games at Bayern, but he's really a quality player. Then Fabrizio Romano then confirmed that Manchester United have approached Bayern Munich for Marcel Sabitzer. Chelsea are focused on different players now. United are discussing potential terms with Bayern for Sabitzer, meaning that the deal had really accelerated to levels of even agreeing a potential terms for the loan, meaning that Bayern are really okay to let this player in and really leave the side known as Bayern on loan to come to Manchester United. You never know, he might even be retained at Manchester United if at all he's really played very well. And now we look at Sabitzer. If at all you don't know him, he's Australian, 28 years of age old. That is the player. He is one of those that we really liked a lot. We are linked to Sabitzer a lot during the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer era, and very many stories we are linking United to Sabitzer, but we never really got him. Bayern Munich signed him from RB Leipzig. 1, he's energetic. 2, good on the ball. 3, press resistant. 4, good shot range. 5, good at set pieces. He scores free kicks. 6th, he has a very good shot on him, and his shots are really always on goal, and he scores very many goals outside the 18-yard box area of the opponent. So he's really a very quality player. He's that you can put him in that level of players that have been underrated for so long but are so good. That's it. So even look at Eriksen. Has been Spurs, everyone knew how good it is, but it's after him coming to Manchester United that everyone is appreciating how good this guy is. And I think that's the same thing that's going to happen to Sabitzer if at all he comes to Manchester United, that everyone is going to be outside there saying, all right, that player was really so good. So Sabitzer to United is really happening. Talks are on and everything is going on. And I believe this is one of the things you benefit from a manager like Erik ten Hag, with having lots of connections and having been at Bayern Munich as an assistant manager as a team manager for the reserve team of Bayern Munich under Pep Guardiola. I think he knows well the hierarchy of Bayern Munich. I think he talked to them for Gravenberch. They told him, we are not giving you Gravenberch, but I think there is Sabitzer. So I think that's how United have really got to know that Sabitzer is a variable, and obviously Erik ten Hag made an inquiry, and obviously he really offered very many players to the board, but the board has been not giving him green light to go ahead and really get in these players because they said we never had money. But after the injury of Eriksen, Sabitzer comes in through. Is it a blessing in disguise? I don't know, but you're going to see what is going to happen in the end of the window, because we are left with like 8-7 hours for the transfer deadline to end today. Then Fabrizio Romano had something to put out again about Sabitzer, that Marcel Sabitzer want to leave, and Manchester United are now pushing in talks with Bayern Munich. Discussions on the formula of the deal ongoing. Chelsea are currently busy with other deals unknown with Sabitzer as things stand. So Fabrizio Romano is a second journalist rubbishing Chelsea from this deal, meaning that United is really thoroughly into this. And what worries you if at all you're a United fan? You know it, that if at all you are competing with a player, if at all you are competing on a player with another team, and you are United, you know what happens. You get all of the deals we've made and really won, all the transfer battles we've won, we've not been having serious people against us. You get? From way back when Ferguson was here, Drogba, Ronaldinho, Eden Hazard, Rafael Varane, all of those players we've lost to huge teams are as a result of us being incompetent in making these deals. Now, if at all you are only into this, we can pull off this deal, because Chelsea, if it was in this deal, they can pull it off in like 1 minute. They have the money. Tony Boyle is mad. He can tell Bayern Munich, I'm going to give you such and such amount loan fee, and obviously you are kicked out of the deal. So it's really better to see to it that we are not having a side known as Chelsea in this, and we are negotiating it solely. That means if the player wants to leave, obviously we also want to have him at Manchester United, because he's quality. This guy is quality, and he's out of this world. His quality is really up there in the best midfielders that I've seen in the world, and he really got his his fame when he's playing for Leipzig, and he really played very, very. I think even when we played against them, he was there when they knocked us out in the Champions League because they were in our group. I remember very well. RB Leipzig. That game ended 3-2 at the arena, and I think Sabitzer was one of those that was really at the helm of really jeopardizing our day because we only needed a win. We only needed a draw to go through to the round of 16, and obviously it fell out. Fabrizio Romano just now has told us that Marcel Sabitzer has told Manchester United through his agents that he would be more than happy to join the club and Erik ten Hag's project. Bayern and Manchester United in contact to discuss terms of the deal. With just 9 hours left, Sabitzer didn't train today. Now, what does this bring to me? It opens up something to me that United had been in talks with Bayern even before today. Because why didn't Sabitzer train today? Do you know why? United had put in what we call a notice to Bayern that we want Sabitzer, and United had already talked to Sabitzer. So, not training today is a precautionary move taken such that the player doesn't get injured, to move to United with no injury. So, him wanting to come to play to Manchester United is something that you would love to hear from every player coming to play for your club, because players act best when they love to play. Like Casemiro, 3 months later, after joining Manchester United, a story comes out that he was watching the game when United was being beaten by Brentford 4-0. Guess what he does? He texts his agent that tell them I'll fix it. You would have thought that every player would have felt bad to go to a team that had lost 4-0 to Brentford, but he told the agent I'll fix it, meaning that Sabitzer coming in through is a blessing to United, because we never even talked about him in the summer as far as Ten Hag was concerned. He was nowhere near the priorities he really wanted, but obviously he got him in. And it might work out for us like that of Casemiro worked us for. Ten Hag never wanted Casemiro. He wanted De Jong. He wanted Rabiot. After failing to get all those, they tell him that Casemiro is available and say, right, get me Casemiro. We have nothing to do because we are almost nearing the end of the transfer window. So we got him in, but he is the reason that United is not conceding very many goals. We've kept close to how many clean sheets are they? 14 this season. It shows you how good this player is. So if at all he wants to join the project of the manager, that is great and important for the club of Manchester United. And all those are fruits of having a manager in the levels of Erik ten Hag who goes ahead to really look through the impossible and make it possible. And if at all he manages to win the Carabao Cup, FA Cup, and maybe a UEFA Europa League in this season and get us top 4 football, that would have been a miracle done by a manager, because he has not been backed, getting close to third, fourth choice players, not getting the first and second choice players, but obviously he pushed on to the levels of really getting the team where it is right now. So that is Sabitzer wanting to join Manchester United. And trust me, no player outside there isn't eager to join the project of Erik ten Hag, because it's really, really good and very, very important to see to it that you join a team that really has a future. 28 years of age. I don't think Bayern will go out and really call us for a lot of money if at all Sabitzer comes in and hits the ground running and plays very well. I think we can also sign him if at all he fits the Erik ten Hag system very well, because Ten Hag would love to get in more signings like Sabitzer. If at all he really promises that he's really a very good player, then he'll keep him at the club of Manchester United. Then Mark Odegan, you know him very well. He is really the senior writer at ESPN. Obviously, he put out this after hearing everything coming in from Fabrizio Romano, Christian Falk, and Platigol. He said to us that Marcel Sabitzer, the latest player offered to Manchester United by agents, clubs this month, Pulisic, McCain, Depay, among others. Situation with Eriksson means Sabitzer might be right player at the right time. Obviously, right player at the right time, meaning that if at all Eriksson never got an injury, then we wouldn't have gotten in one. And if blessings hit us and Eriksson doesn't, and Eriksson really recovers quickly, like a month after he comes in through, then you'll find us having one of the best midfields in the world, because Casemiro, Sabitzer, Bruno Fernandes, and Eriksson is really out of this world, because Sabitzer can play the double pivot with Casemiro. He can play as a CDM. He can play as a central attack midfielder. He can play as a box-to-box midfielder. So he's a 3-in-1. That's what I called for, that if I were to getting in a midfielder, he should be able to play in 3 positions of the midfield. He can play as a box-to-box midfielder, single pivot, and obviously a central attacking midfield. That is Sabitzer for you. And the agents, we are really all out working. And this shows you how good people like Fabrizio Romano are at knowing their job. He told us that if United is to get in a player, it's going to be late. It's going to be late on the deadline day, and obviously agents will be outside there trying to offer out midfielders, and United will really get out on one. Now, let me show you this guy's game by numbers. This season, he has gone ahead to play, I want in the Bundesliga, not the FL Cup. Bundesliga, that's what I want. So, in the Bundesliga, he has gone ahead to play 15 games, started 7, 42 minutes per. So, that is really worrying. You get? He has 1 goal, that is it. And let's go to the passing, because this is the most important bit that I really want you guys to see about this guy. Passing, he has 1 assist, 37.3 passes per 90, big chances created 0, key passes 0.4, accurate per game. He averages 26.5 passes per game, that is 88%. In own half, 91%. How good he is rare to put a ball. It's really for him to really put a foot wrong. Opposition half, 84%. Accurate long balls, 52%. Very good. Accurate chipped balls, 41%. Accurate crosses, he rarely crosses in his team. Let's go to the defending. This is where you need him, because if at all Casemiro is really out, you'll know that you're having a CDM. Interception, 0.7 per 90. Tackles per game, 1.8. Possession won, 0.4. Dribbled past, 0.5. Clearances per game, 0.6. Error led to shot, 0. Error led to goal, 0. And obviously, we are left with others. Successful dribbles, 33%. Total duels won, 55%. Grand duels won, 60%. Aerial duels won, 42%. Possession lost, 5.1%. And obviously having yellow cards, 2 yellow cards in 15 games played. That is Sabitzer for you, and is close to Manchester United. So anytime from now, we are waiting to see whether a deal is going to be accepted by Bayern Munich to see if that really get in a midfielder to come in and really get the job done of Eriksen, who is injured. And it's said he's going to be out for 3 months. May the Almighty Lord bless you abundantly. Your reactions to Marcel Sabitzer to Manchester United close are welcome in the comment section below. I sign out for now. See you later. Rokan David remains my name. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell, because today is really a marathon. Closing in what we call the deadline day, with another huge signing coming in from Bayern Munich on loan. Sabitzer is the man, 28 years of age. He's Australian. This guy was at RB Leipzig, and we are linked to him way back in the summer when Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was here. We never got him, but finally we are having him on loan, and you never know, Ten Hag might sign him if at all he hits the ground running at the club of Manchester United. I'm out.